All right, Austin, is that time that we've been waiting for to have that special chat on the show tonight. I still won't let the cat out of the bag. I'll let you do that.
Because it's a special night and we want to have this conversation, not just talk about the Ultimate Fighting Championship. We want to celebrate a son of Nigeria that has made us so proud, and we are super proud of this guy that each time he gets into the octagon at the end of a fight, we hear and still sport fans. Let's go to Los Angeles. That's where undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, Kamaru Usman, joins us on Sports Tonight. Good evening, champ. It's good evening in London. I don't know, it should be afternoon in Los Angeles. Good to have you on Sports Tonight.
Thank you. The pleasure is mine. It's actually, yes, afternoon. It's 12 over past 10 past 12 here in Los Angeles. So it's a pleasure to be, back on the show. And it's a pleasure to, of course, be able to talk to the masses and just let them know how grateful that I am for all the support.
Awesome. Kamaru Usman, on behalf of Nigerians, home and abroad, we are so proud of you. Thank you so much for all you have done. Each time you get into that octagon with the Nigerian flag, you rep the country, you sing our music, you dance, and then you go out there and you dominate. After UFC 268, beating Covington for the second time, Kamaru Usman, when you look at that division, what else is there to prove?
I mean, it's not so much of what else is there to prove to anybody. It's what I want to do for myself. I'm now in a position that it's very rare that a lot of people find themselves in a position to where you've beaten everybody. And now you have to beat everybody again. Because, when you beat somebody once, people say, oh, well, maybe it was a bad day, maybe it was this, maybe it was that. Then you do it again, and then again, and then again. So it's starting to, run out of kind of things to do in that division. But for me, I like to do some of the things that are out there, that are big, that are, scary, that most people might think, oh, it won't happen. So, like I said, it's no secret. I'm the pound for pound best mixed martial artist in the world. And why not challenge the pound for pound best boxer in the world and see what happens there? So I'm all for the challenges that come, and hopefully we can get it done.
Awesome. You've defended your title 5 times, Kamaru Usman, 5 times. And each time you defended a title, you did it with style. Undisputed, the best pound for pound fighter in the world. There's a big record in front of you, Anderson Silva's record. There are loads of records also that you can smash. What would be the best legacy for you?
It's crazy. A lot of people ask me that about the records. I don't really look at the records. That's the funny thing for me, is I don't look at the records. As long as I look at the next fight and I go out and make sure that I do that job well, the records just add up. So I'm not looking at the record. I want to continue to do my job well each and every fight. And by the time I'm done, I will have every record there is to have, so people can let me know how much of an impact I had in the sport.
All right.
Why is there so much? I don't know what to call it. I don't want to call it beef, because you deal with it so well with the other guys, particularly with Colby Covington. But he was saying a lot of trash talks about, being clean, about this and that. But I thought we saw love after the fight. Was it all fake love?
For me, it's always fake love. When someone says whatever they want to say leading up to a fight, and then you get in there and you deal with them the proper way that you're supposed to deal with them, they have no choice but to show you that love. And so that was that at the end of the fight. But I like it. It's become part of the sport now. It's become part of the game. And these guys, they say anything to try to build themselves, to make themselves feel big and giant. And at the end of the day, they know they have to step in there with the African lion. And when they do, they realize, okay, it's time to show love.
All right. Once again, thanks, Kamaru, for joining us on the show tonight. Yemi from Lagos. The post-match interview, after you defeated Covington, you hinted that you might be interested in fighting Canelo Alvarez, in boxing. And a lot of people want to know what's the fascination, mixed martial artist going into boxing, but it doesn't seem the other guys want to come to your turf.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the fascination. It's just that we're courageous enough to want to go over there and challenge them. And they don't seem to be that courageous to come over here and challenge us in MMA because they, most cases they know what would happen. And, it's just that's just the difference in how we are. We're those guys who are willing to step up to those challenges and go out there and put it on the line. And these guys don't seem to be that way. So that's why you get more of us going over there to boxing as opposed to them coming to MMA.
Okay, let me just throw this one in as well. Are you thinking of leaving the division? I mean, you've beaten everybody around, and the last time you were going to fight Masvidal, I was a little scared, but you made it look so easy. And so, I don't know. Are you thinking of leaving that division? You talked about not wanting to file Israel at days on, and maybe unless Dana White puts kind of money that will make both of you sit down and have a chit chat. But I don't know. What are the plans? Are you remaining in that division? Do you want to change?
No, you can't. I can't leave that's my division. It's the Usman division. You can't leave my division. It's like building a mansion and you just want to leave the mansion for everybody. Oh, this is mine. This is my division. I don't plan to leave the division. I know everyone keeps asking, would you go fight Israel? Fight Israel. And I've said it several times. 2 Nigerians with belts is more important to me than 1 Nigerian with 2 belts. So no, I don't plan on challenging Israel for that unless, like you mentioned, if Dana White says 100 million, you two don't ever have to fight again, sit down and have a conversation. I'm sure me and Israel would sit down and have a conversation. But no, it's all love from me, and this is my division.
All right.
Let's bring the conversation, back home. After the fight, during the Octagon interview, you said, Naija, we don't show them. Now we did here. You said something about AKO. Can you tell me, what was that all about?
Yes, of course. When you, like I've said before, when you are a Nigerian succeeding abroad, everybody gets this idea that, oh, he's no longer Nigerian, or he's not Nigerian. He's have of Nigerian parents, and that's it. I had to let them know that I be correct Naija, not be say no shaking, not be say talk. I was born and bred in Nigeria, so you let them know that, and of course, it's hinting towards my plans for the future. I'm in a position right now to where I can, potentially affect change and start something that can leave a lasting legacy, which is why, I had to give them that message. Because I've recently partnered with AKO. I'm one of the partners there with the 5-4 company, which is the parent company for AKO, which AKO is the African Knockout reality show. And so we've partnered up because now it's time for me to start to create that foundation in Nigeria that's going to leave a lasting legacy and potentially lead to the next Kamaru Usman that's going to be up here representing for Nigeria.
Awesome. Sounds good. Let's talk about that homecoming in June. What did you see? Do we have the talents back home? Is there a need for proper development? And with the African knockout you just talked about, are we going to be seeing more homecoming for Kamaru Usman and proper development?
Yeah, I mean that was the biggest thing is being able to find the right company to partner with to be able to potentially do this. As most people know, being able to create something that will affect change is something that I'm very, very passionate about. And so teaming up with 5-4 company and my partners there, we're able to basically they've already laid the foundation. They have the platform with the African Knockout Show. Now we have a platform to be able to scan and search for those talents, for those kids for those youths and those people who really want to participate in this sport to potentially change their lives for the better. And with that, they've already done a season of the African Knockout Show, which was amazing. They put a lot of work behind that, and my partners have done a good job. But now me stepping in is time to give that the notoriety that it truly deserves, because being able to hear the stories of some of our fighters, our young fighters growing up in Nigeria, to and following their stories to where they eventually get to the status that I am in right now, it's going to be an amazing thing. And of course, with my partnership with the Fight For, it's a strategic partnership, and we want to make sure that we not only do we do the show, but we are creating a platform to be able to host different events that's going to really, really give, you know, not just Nigerians, but Africans and as a whole, that startup to be able to get to this level.
Awesome. Just hold on, champ. We'll get back to you with Sports Tonight on your award-winning sport-loving channels, television. We're so popular. The champ, Kamaru Usman, with us. Let's go on this quick break. When we come back, there was a time Kamaru Usman won a fight and he yelled, "Put some respect to my name." We'll find out if he's got that respect now. Don't go anywhere. Stay. Welcome back, Sports Tonight on channels, television. We're speaking to the undisputed UFC welterweight champion, the Nigerian nightmare, Kamaru Usman. He's chilling in Los Angeles after, of course, he took out Covington. So he's just relaxing right now. Kamaru Usman, let's get on with the conversation. After you defeated Gilbert Burns, he jumps on that octagon and he said, "Put some respect to my name." With all you've achieved after the fight, have they stamped that respect on your name now?
I think we'll get in there. We'll get in there because for some reason, like I said, people like to think, okay, what you did, the last fight was great, but we have someone better. We have someone better that can stop you, that can defeat you, that can do this better than you. So at that point, I felt that I needed to let them know that, hey, I'm the champion for a reason and I'm here to stay. So it's time to put some respect on my name.
Awesome.
Kamaru Usman.
So, I believe I'm slowly getting that respect.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to hear. All right, let me jump in and ask you what I'm about to. You've given a lot of people second chances, given them a second chance to bite the apple, and I'm interested in knowing what goes to your mind when those guys come at you again. Some of them say, "Oh, you didn't beat me the first time," and all that. Does it come across your mind that they'll come better prepared, or there's a chance that they might stun you in a way?
Well, most of them they say you didn't beat me well. You didn't beat me well. So, yeah, it's. I know that because I felt them the first time. I've been in there with them the first time, so I know that they're going to try harder this time. They're going to try and do whatever they can to change their tactics and different things. But at the end of the day, like I've said, I continue to develop. I'm not just a fighter and that's it. I continue as a mixed martial artist. I continue to grow and I continue to work on my skills. So by the time they step in there the second time, they're not fighting the same guy. They're fighting a completely different guy.
Okay. So a lot of people want to ask in the lifespan of a mixed martial artist, or as with all sports, does retirement comes to your mind while you are in the sport, or an incident happens that makes you start thinking of retirement?
Well, this is the thing for every athlete at the height and at the top of the game is you have to be honest with yourself in knowing when it's time to get out of the sport. Because I heard this when I was, starting the sport, and it's you want to retire from the sport. You don't want the sport to retire you. And fighting is kind of one of those things that Father Time never fails. At some point, it's going to catch up to you, and these young guns are going to come in and they're going to show you that it's time for you to move on. So, yeah, that's the game. Is I have to be honest with myself and knowing that when that time comes, that I'm not what I used to be. It's time to move on.
So Kamaru, I look at the welterweight division and I'm saying, what's next? Who is next? Who is going to come around and get some Niger feeling and go back home? Kamzat is getting mentioned recently. What do you think about the lad? You think he's going to have a chance to go against you soon?
I mean, the way they're pushing him fast, and they're giving him a lot of hype. So, that's great if he makes it there. I mean, he's not there yet because if you're not even ranked in the top five, it's hard to make an argument that you deserve to fight for the title. So he's making he's doing the best that he can with the opposition that he's being presented. So, they're pushing him fast so he could potentially get there to me by the time I say, oh, it's time for me to move on. And if he does, I'll deal with him the way I deal with everybody else.
The vibes before the fight, all of the trash talks, the preparation, and then that walk into the octagon. Each time I look at you and the confidence you take in there, what's the motivation for Kamaru, Usman?
Well, there's a lot of people say fighters are a different breed in a sense. In our mental, we're a different breed. And it's kind of that way. When you have to compete like that, it's mano y mano. You have a problem with this other man. You have to go settle it. You have to handle it. Both of you have trained to the best of your ability. Now it's time to go settle the problem that you have. For me, that motivation to be able to best him in every way possible in combat is big. Is really, really big for me. And on top of it, now that motivation comes with the prize for you to be able to take care of your family. And so, of course, with that, there's no shaking. I can't miss that.
Okay, Kamaru, let's just throw one more and then we'll wrap up this conversation. The Ultimate Fighting Championship. I asked you before, but I'm going to just turn it down a bit. What would you want to be remembered for?
Well, I mean, this is a sport, and as a sport, you want to go down when you walk away from the sport. You want to go down in history as someone who is remembered for generations to come. And of course, that's one of the biggest things that I want to be known for as an athlete. But also, like I mentioned, now with my partnership with the 5-4 company, which is the parent company for AKO, African Knockout, I want to be able to leave a lasting legacy to where now we are creating the next Kamaru Usman and the next Kamaru Usman after that. And, that's it's an amazing show. They've done a great job with that AKO show. And season 2 will be including talents from all over Africa. And I will be working with the teams, as a world-class coach to be able to just kind of help aid them in helping to get them to that level to where these guys can go worldwide and be able to compete everywhere. So, you want to leave that legacy to be able to change lives for the futures to come.
Awesome. Dana White says if Kamaru Usman is not around, Covington will be the welterweight champion. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree. I think, and I said it before the fight, there's certain generations and certain times that people have to understand that in that generation where you lived, there was somebody that was better. And that's something that Colby Covington has to live with right now, is that he's in a generation that the Nigerian nightmare, Kamaru Usman, lived.
Awesome. Kamaru Usman, what do you want to say to your fans, to the Niger people, before we let you go tonight?
I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the love and all the support. I know 5 a.m., 6 a.m., you guys are waking up in Nigeria to be able to watch these fights. So I want to say thank you for all of the support. We've got big things coming with the 5-4 company and the AKO, African Knockout. We've got big things coming. So stay tuned for season 2. And of course, I'm going to do my best to get back home as much as I can. So stay tuned.
Awesome. Thank you so much. The champ, Kamaru Usman, always a delight to speak to you. And just know this, we love you so much. We're rooting for you. Just keep winning. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. That's it. Undisputed UFC welterweight champion. Kamaru Usman speaking to us from Los Angeles. Let's get the conversation going. You can send us an email, sportstonight@channelstv.com. What do you have to say to Kamaru Usman after listening to him for about 30 minutes or more? He's been talking to us. Sports Tonight at channelstv.com. I'll read your messages on the show tonight. Let's hear you talk about the champion.